So, intellectual property rights for sports are important assets because their logos, colors, emblems, and phrases all hold commercial value and are essential components of branding and merchandising programs. Also, oftentimes, unprotected ideas have led to creators not being able to fully benefit from the work. This can be seen through the economic impact because in our capitalistic society, nothing's really done without the hope of economic gain, and IP secures that potential monetary gain, allowing for more creativity. Another thing is that logos, marks, and copyrights in sports are shorthand for an organization's culture. Intellectual property protects products, words, and logos, like, for example, the Nike and Kawhi situation that we went through in class. And it also provides investors with a sense of exclusivity. So if organizations can be investing large sums of money into these organizations, such as the Olympics, they want to ensure that their investment will not be tied to some form of ripoff. For question 2, clubs and athletes are constantly searching for marketing opportunities to sell to consumers and fans. Because of this, companies use trademarks to assist consumers in identifying their goods and services. Like, for example, the NCAA paid $40 million for the trademark to March Madness, and that ensures that only they will be able to use that phrase. Sport organizations also use colors, logos, and catchphrases to attract and maintain fandom. For example, the Raptors use "We the North." It's a catchphrase used to attract and maintain their Canadian fan base. Trademarks also provide goodwill and establish or reinforce brand reputation. Just to refer to the example that we used in lecture, Adidas and Adidas. Adidas would just jeopardize Adidas' reputation if they were to have some sort of bad publicity come out. Another thing is that trademark counterfeiting is common, making their trademark law almost important. So a counterfeit using an undistinguishable trademark from a registered one would be illegally profiting from another business's goodwill. So, like, say, if fake Leafs jerseys are being sold, that organization is then taking profit from MLSE. Final point for that is that trademarks provide a certainty for the consumers when making a purchase. That little R that is given once the trademark office confirms the trademark to the owner allows for consumers to shop with certainty. For question number 3, the two foci of dilution law is tarnishing or blurring. Tarnishment involves harm to goodwill by others' conduct, creating a link in people's minds between the rights holder and poor quality. And blurring refers to the rights holder's mark losing some of its distinctness because of some association with the other mark. There are 2 main examples that come to mind for me. The first is that the NBA and Entertainment used the NBA logo to promote an upcoming album release by one of their rappers. The NBA then received some distress calls from a variety of different groups expressing concern that the NBA was actually supporting this, resulting in a bit of a tarnishment of their reputation. Second example is with Cartoons and the MLBPA. Cartoons produced parody baseball cards featuring characters of MLB players, and although the court ruled in favor of Cartoons by protecting them with the First Amendment, MLB was disputing that Cartoons was infringing on their property rights. For question number 4, first things first, there is economic value tied to an athlete's image. They have marketability associated with their name, and the right of publicity allows them to generate income based off this value. With this value also comes an incentive for them to succeed. A large sum of athlete income is generated by their image, and the money that comes with having a strong image can be an incentive for these athletes to succeed. Another aspect is the personal protection of their brand. The right of publicity allows for them to control how their identity is used and prevents other parties from profiting off their name. This can also stand for presenting misrepresentation. Protecting these rights can prevent unauthorized or negative representation of their identities, which could harm their public image. Also, this legal framework provides an incentive for creativity and encourages a more equitable market in terms of the creation of new works. There's also the idea of association of these athletes' images and creating a positive reputation. With these athletes being such huge role models in today's day and age, they're partaking in philanthropic activities, social movements, commercial opportunities, and they just don't have the fear of their brand being exploited or tarnished. Lastly, every athlete creates legacy for themselves both during and after their careers have finished, as we're all well aware. If an athlete has done nothing but succeed in competition and have had a good reputation off the court, field, whatever playing surface, they want to ensure that that legacy is preserved both for the duration of their career and when they call it quits in the long run. For question number 5, the 4 processes that are granted to patent holders is the right to make, the right to use, the right to distribute, and the right to sell. There are also 4 important reasons to hold a patent in the sports industry. First things first, there is monetary value it holds. Patents create large sums of financial return for the holder of the patent due to the innovation that went on in developing it. At the same time, it generates money, but it also keeps money in the organization by protecting their brand's reputation from knockoff technologies being used. There's also a competitive advantage gained from holding the patent due to the unique nature of the technology, and having it protected allows for these organizations to position themselves differently from their competitors when selling this product. This actually segues into my next point, which is how it fosters innovation. And as we know, innovation and creativity are key drivers in the world of sport. In every sporting field, inventors and creators are working behind the scenes to push the boundaries, creating new opportunities for enjoyment, for athletes to better their performance. General public also is benefiting with a wider range of high-quality sporting goods being produced. For question number 6, there are a multitude of benefits to having celebrity endorsements as it holds influence on consumer behaviors. An aspect of this would be that it enhances brand recognition. The direct association between a brand and a celebrity can improve a consumer's ability to recognize the brand, therefore impacting the sales in a positive manner. There's also a sense of credibility attached to these endorsements, like, for example, Nike being partnered with arguably the 2 greatest basketball players of all time, MJ and LeBron, gives the brand credibility that is of top quality. There's also an emotional connection that these consumers attach to these celebrities. So to go back to basketball again, someone that is a diehard Steph Curry fan is much more likely to bank with Chase than the alternative options due to their idol endorsing the brand. That also at the same time will foster loyalty to the product in the same breath as the Steph Curry example. His fans are more likely to stick it out with Chase, as the association of the two instills loyalty amongst their consumption. Familiar face also allows the consumer to have some trust in the brand, and they kind of think along the lines of, well, if Steph Curry uses it, it must be a reliable way to bank. Another element is the outreach on social media that these athletes have. So Joe Burrow has a huge social media following and is partnered with Bose and consistently posts ads for their product on his Instagram. With this, his fans will want to emulate him and can lead to an increase in sales due to him endorsing their products. Final benefit to mention is how it can help reach a particular audience and have that target audience. So LaMelo Ball has been a sensation for people around my age and even a little bit younger for a long time, even since his high school age. And due to this, he obviously created a younger following. So Puma attempted to capitalize on this and break into the market by endorsing him. So for question number 7, in order to market in sports, a strong brand is necessary, and that's developed through brand identity and recognition. Gives organizations a competitive edge. With this, that brand needs to be protected to avoid misuse of the brand that can potentially harm the reputation. Another element of this is the sponsorship of organizations or athletes. If the organization is willing to invest tons of money in helping market their products via association with the brand, i.e. Molson Canadian and Toronto Maple Leafs hockey, it is essential that this money is going towards a legitimate brand, not a ripoff that could potentially harm the reputation of Molson Canadian. Another effective tool in marketing is licensing. EA Sports and the NFL have a licensing agreement to allow for the reproduction of logos, teams, players, you name it, within their video game. This allows for EA to market their game to their consumers with a sense of authenticity. An issue with IP and marketing is the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and Pussycat Cinema, the one from a lecture. Pussycat used the reputation associated with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader brand to help market their movie, therefore creating an IP infringement. And finally, question 8, a fee paid is when a brand pays to have their product featured by the recipient of the fee. A real-world example of this would be how brands will pay to have their logos featured within the team's arenas. In-kind arrangements refer to non-monetary transactions that are products and services in exchange for the placement within the entertainment setting. For example, Nike will provide their products to a variety of different sports movies just to showcase themselves and promote themselves in a relatively subtle manner. A promotional tie-in is where products are associated with a mega event or a campaign going on. So a great example of this would be Pepsi halftime show. They kind of run a little promotional thing while it's the time around the Super Bowl, and this just helps improve their brand awareness while providing the product as just providing some credibility overall for the product with the association with the production of the event, movie, sporting event, whatever it is. All right.